Let's come to this now. Transport Minister Fikile Mbalula is leading a road safety awareness campaign in Gauteng. Well, this is part of efforts to reduce road fatalities this festive season. But for more on this, the Minister joins me now for that conversation. Minister, thank you for your time. Good morning.
Good morning.
You started to be a regular here on the show. I mean, you were here last week, you're here this week. What's happening?
I'm a co-presenter.
Yeah. Do you want to be a co-presenter? Well, thanks for your time. I mean, you're quite busy. Expected to actually have this conversation, honestly, with you on the roads. But I understand at 12 o'clock, something will be happening on our roads.
Yes, tomorrow, the 17th, we call on South Africans, just wherever you are for 10 minutes, hood for life. We're getting into the hearts and capturing the spirit of the motorist. This is the Arrive Alive campaign. We launched and we're rolling. So people are dying on the roads, and Hood for Life and Arrive Alive is what is happening tomorrow, 12 o'clock, wherever you are, taxi rank, in your car, just Hood for 10 minutes to raise awareness that we've got to keep safe, stop drinking and driving, and then buckle up, you know, and keep safe on the road. And when you're driving long distance, take intervals and on the road. That's what is important.
Yeah, and I mean, this is quite important, but basically the message you're saying is that it's not only up to government, everyone is responsible, everyone is involved. When we look back at some of the major accidents we've seen just recently, that truck just close to the Allendale off-ramp, you know, that highway, 2 fatalities there. When we talk about, you know, Licheka, Madisha, when we talk about the late Anile, these are some of the cases we're seeing on the roads. So you're basically starting this campaign. How long will it start for? And tell me more about the heavy, you know, law enforcement presence in ensuring that every South African obliges.
We are everywhere. Our law enforcement is in the streets 24/7, is in the highways, and we are there. And yesterday we were in Mpumalanga, in the biggest hotspot in the Republic called Belfast. And we were there with the Minister of Police and other colleagues, and as well as the Premier. So the presence and the visibility of police will be there. But the responsibility is with you. But those who are obstructionists, those who undermine the law, we've got an appointment with them, most definitely. But Hood for Life, it is part of the Arrive Alive campaign, as we intensify the campaign to raise awareness. Here in Gauteng, we'll have a motorcade tomorrow, starting from Soweto, and it will stop over in Tshwane, and we'll be with all law enforcement agencies, spreading love, awareness, and, you know, to say, come to the party, look after yourself. It is your responsibility.
Right. Minister, I have to ask you about long distances. You mentioned long distances. We know that this time is quite critical when it comes to those taxis, some of the vans, some of the overloading that we're seeing, not just with, you know, warm bodies, but also with luggage. How are you clamping down on that and making sure that unroadworthy vehicles will not be tolerated on the roads?
We started and we're on the roll. We impound vehicles, including public transport, buses, minibus taxis that are transporting people, but at the same time they are not roadworthy. In Mpumalanga, I think yesterday we had about more than 5. From as far as Libombo, coming down to South Africa, and the car, the tires are finished. The carrier that carries the goods for the people is not registered. We impound out of the road, and we must be merciless, and law enforcement has got to be in its toes, and we talk to the police, we police the police themselves to ensure that those who are corrupt, they must also know that taking bribes, undermining our efforts to arrest the road carnage, that they are brought to book.
Right. I have to ask you and to put on your NEC, you know, hat now. I mean, we know that you are doing all you can, at least as the NEC, to balance between lives and livelihoods at this time in each department. But when we hear that, you know, reports coming in that some of the businesses around, let's say, for example, the garden route, would like to legally challenge, you know, some of the president's, you know, utterances that beaches have to be closed. What is your response to that, especially because obviously the president is trying to ensure that lives are preserved with the second wave, with those hotspots, the garden route being one of them, but being met with legal challenges by some of those communities, such as, the garden route?
Well, I don't want to go far with this because it's a legal matter and I can jeopardize the government case, except to say that government approach is differentiated, it's not global. We're in the middle of the second wave. It's a very difficult period, balancing livelihoods and at the same time ensuring that the economy functions. And that is what we are doing. And we are doing that to the best interest of the country and South Africans. And those who take us to court is for reasons that economically they think that they will be affected, by the measures that we are taking if people don't come to the beaches and all of that. But they are cogent reasons. There are cogent reasons that will be demonstrated by government that we are still really doing things in their favor, even in the difficult situation we are facing. Yeah. So I don't wish to comment too much on that because Nkosazana, Minister of COCTA, and all of us and so on will be called upon, and I don't want to jeopardize that case, but we'll defend what we need to defend in the courts.
Well, Minister, fair enough, but a comment that I would like to get from you before I let you go, because we've run out of time. Last week when you came here, you appealed for consciousness, and as far as those called to the Integrity Commission to step aside, should they, obviously be found to be allegations of corruption or maladministration, in as far as their name is concerned. And we know that the ANC has sent out a message, at least through Fikile Mbalula, saying the SG will not be stepping aside, even though he did say, Ace, at the Integrity Commission, that he will not be, of course, resisting any of the results coming from the Integrity Commission. Your response to that?
All is in the hands of the ANC. Fikile Mbalula speaks for the ANC. I'm not a spokesperson, so please, I don't want to muddy the waters. There will be one voice. The ANC will speak for itself.
All right, then.
And then it will address those issues. It's capable. It has faced difficulties in the past. And the ANC will speak for itself at all times. So we as members, we observe and we listen and we take the line from the leadership. I'm privileged to be part of that leadership, and I can't talk out of 10. I've got to speak within. So I'm not privileged to speak on critical matters like those and pronounce policy on those. It's only the president who can do that. Who's bound by the Constitution, and Fikile Mbalula, of course, as a messenger of the ANC. I'm not. So I don't want to muddy the waters. I think the center is holding. We are one on these questions. We understand where we are going. At the right moment, the movement will speak.
You sound like an NEC member observing Reconciliation Day.
I'm not observing Reconciliation
through unity.
Day. I'm just a disciplined member of the ANC. The president spoke and said that we must all march into line. So my views I will express in the constitutional structures, and where I am needed to speak in public, I will be given that opportunity to do so. So if I speak here and I speak my mind, Razmatas is going to be a roof is going to come down.
You will trend. You will trend.
So I don't want to do that. The ANC, there is collegiality, and difficult as it is, we are moving forward.
All right. With that being said, Minister, thank you for your time today.
Thank you very much.
All the best with the Safety Road campaign. All right. Minister Fikile Mbalula.